Southlake Carroll High School football has a rich history and tradition of producing college-ready quarterbacks, and this year's Dragons team is no exception. This week's Inside Story shares more about the latest Southlake Carroll gunslinger and why he might just be more at home in the ocean than on the gridiron. A 5-hour flight southeast of the metroplex lies the beauty of Nassau, Bahamas, a world away from the Friday night lights. When he's not playing football, you'll find Southlake Carroll quarterback Knowles in his happy place. Since the time he can remember, he's made these waters his playground, where beauty and tranquility are the norm.
For some people, I'm sure they wouldn't enjoy it, but for me, I find it pretty relaxing. It's kind of just, it's time between you and yourself. And my grandfather actually is a really well-known diver. He's really special down there. We go to see him every chance we get. But before I was playing football, I mean, we were there. That was basically our second home. We spent half our life there. So my whole family from my dad's side all loved to dive, so it passed on to me pretty young.
Playing the most high-profile position at a school where winning is expected, Graham is uniquely qualified to handle the pressure that comes with being in the spotlight. The son of a former Wimbledon champion, he grew up watching his father, Mark, compete at the highest level on some of the world's grandest stages.
I definitely did love tennis. It was a great time traveling the world with him. You know, I got to visit a lot of places that a lot of kids wouldn't have got to see, and I'm very thankful for that. Tennis being an international sport, you get to meet a lot of people, so it really helped me learn to get along with and understand people from different ways of life. So that was definitely a part that still lives with me.
Having Mark be such a strong father figure for him, and also allowing him to do the sports that he wanted to do. He never pushed tennis. He just kind of let Graham do what he wanted to do. He's always said, enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. You have to have fun at what you're doing, because otherwise you won't want to do it.
I think Graham was unique in the fact that he was the first child. I was still playing at a pretty high level. Tennis is such an international sport, so I think he went to Australia maybe 5 times by the time he was 6. So he'd been all over the world, and you would have thought tennis would have been his thing because, you know, he was there with me all the time. I used to put him in the trophies when I won. You know, he's a small guy, if you can believe that. So, you know, that was a lot of fun. But he never really liked tennis, and that was fine by us. You know, we never forced them to do anything.
Though he excelled in baseball and basketball, Graham was drawn to the competition as well as the camaraderie of the locker room and the passion of the community for high school football.
You certainly do feel the way the town molds around the team, how we kind of hang in the balance on the mood that everyone's in, and how everyone shows out on Friday night, which is always a great atmosphere. So having grown up through the system, it just feels like any other day. And then you think back to how you looked at the high school quarterback when you were a kid, and you idolized them and thought they were better than Tony Romo.
Knowles has led his team to another great season thus far, and like all other Dragon quarterbacks before him, has his eyes set on the ultimate prize.
I mean, everyone talks about Southlake as such a historic program and all our previous state wins in the past, so it'd be really nice to have them talk about it as a current program and talk about a state championship recently. But obviously, Quinn's team going to state, fantastic team. You know, got a bit unlucky there, but other than that, we've only really pushed deep in the playoffs. We haven't had another berth since then. We want to win a state championship. That's what we're shooting for. That's what we train every day for. So certainly that is the goal this year.